Ryan.
And I'm Logan. And it's Tops.
Sup? I'm finally 16. OTS 16. Okay, never mind.
Easy's Bottoms.
Sup? You're a super.
This is Tribbles. Sup? Avocados. Nothing's more ultimate than my love for you. Yeah, you. And Burgers Cards! Hi, team! Happy Thursday, my dazzling droplets. We are here today to talk about OTS 16. Is it out yet? No. Is it coming? Yes. So we know everyone's super duper hyped for Lightning Overdrive, which has the sneak peek for North America and everyone else, I think, this weekend. I don't know, maybe don't fact check me on that. But ours is this weekend, so we will be posting our sneak peek of Lightning Overdrive on the channel on Saturday.
Hey.
Hope we pull anything. But with that being said, this video is not about Lightning Overdrive because actually, believe it or not, it's coming up soon. OTS 16 is dropping on June 10th, I believe it is on the 10th, which is less than 2 weeks away already.
Huge shout out to Konami, by the way. Like, Lightning Overdrive literally comes out for us, like as Logan said, the sneak peek is in like 3 days, and we know 2 of the 5 Starlight Rares. Like, they've been keeping things under wraps for a while.
Got that on lock.
Yeah, so that's why we're here to have this conversation about OTS 16 and just give everyone our thoughts and exactly what we think could have potential to see some foil cards in those slots.
OTS 16 was leaked, not leaked, but kind of leaked by Konami really early. I think it was like
early.
Back in like February because OTS 15 came out. Everyone was like, But then all of a sudden, Konami was like, oh, just so you know, OTS 16 is going to be really, really good. We got
it really did.
Droplet.
It felt like it was like 2 weeks after 15 came out.
And they were like, uh-oh. But so they made that announcement, which was really weird. And we found out that Forbidden Droplet is going to be an ultimate rare. Very weird. But I guess we don't know anything else other than like 3 of the supers and 2 of the LTs. And it comes out in 2 weeks and we haven't heard anything. So we're going to do a prediction video. Again, these are not the confirmed anything. We're just giving you guys our thoughts because no one's really talked about OTS 16 yet, and we think it's time to have a conversation. Pretend it's the ban list, but don't roast us.
But before we get into this video, if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down and hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like, and obviously put in the comment section down below what you think some of the alties and or super rare slots could be for OTS 16.
Yes. We also have an Instagram. It's @CrushCardsYGO. Feel free to come give us a follow if you want to interact with us a little bit more. We also have a super wholesome Discord community. It's absolutely bopping. I am in there all the time. We host remote duel tourneys every Friday on stream. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel and all of our shenanigans, the end of the month is coming. We have a Patreon. Make sure you get in so you can see the bloopers. You can get all the side decks. You get remote duel sessions with us, just regular chill sessions with us, and much, much more. I highly recommend checking it out. But if not, that's okay. We're just happy you're here. Now let's talk about OTS 16 and what could be in it.
So every OTS set typically has around 10 super rare slots, and there are only, I think, what, 3 confirmed for this? It's the Drytron card, the Virtual World card, and then King of the Skull Servant. That's kind of cool. Like, I will say that is a very, very needed super rare reprint. It's foil. You don't have to worry about the common, and you don't have to go and play the ultra rare from the, what is it, Speed Duel
tournament pack.
It was like $200 something dollars.
Woohoo!
So this is really cool. You get access to that, but that means that there's what, 7 potential slots left. So we just wanted to give some cards that we really think the player base would want, cards we really want, and just what the community in general has talked about.
It was really hard to narrow it down to just 7 more slots because obviously as players we know the utility that we need and the upgrades that we would like to see, but obviously Konami can't give them to all of us at once, so we kind of tried to pick our best. Obviously this isn't perfect and these are just our predictions, but make sure you let us know in the comments what you think they will be.
It's also just good to know, just in case, like, you know, anyone hasn't figured this out already, these are our predictions. These aren't confirmed. These aren't like factual. Konami didn't tell us this. This is just what we would like to see. So now that that's out of the way, the first one, I think the one that we probably want the most, something that you know, the entire community has been clamoring for a super rare slot. I think every stinking kaiju has a super rare printing except for Godarla.
Yeah, Godarla.
Good old Wind Boy.
That card got to what, $17 at one point because Tri-Brigade started seeing traction, the Wind Barrier statue started seeing traction, and then Godarla went woohoo, way up for a hot rare.
And that's exactly what he does to that bird statue. He says, woohoo, get out of here, buddy.
Yeah, so Godarla would be a very, very much appreciated super rare slot, and imagine how clean that card would look as a super rare. It would look so good. It would just finish out the kaijus. It just feels respectful to do that for our big moth.
We also kind of failed to say too that like when it comes to these OTS sets, there are a lot of cards that actually have like relevance to what's happening in the metagame, or at least just like if it's not in the metagame, it's at least relevant to the sets that Konami is putting out, and just some other like, you know, support that they've given, whether it's reprints, you know, in like Ghosts from the Past, or even like Phantom Rage, or whether it's new support coming out in like Lightning Overdrive, King's Court, etc. So typically, not all, but typically a lot of these picks are geared towards that mentality.
Yeah, the supers have a purpose.
So, Scrap Raptor. That's a card. Scrap Raptor is an insane card. It's a common. Now, I know everyone's gonna put in the comment section, oh my god, Scrap Raptor super rare! I don't think they're gonna literally release a super rare Scrap Raptor 2 weeks after the common Scrap Raptor came out. But, being super realistic, I do think there are some cool scrap cards that we have gotten upgrades for, you know, like Scrap Golem. And there's one other like key piece to that puzzle that hasn't really seen any foil reprints, and that is Scrap Factory.
It only has one printing, it's a god-awful ugly common, and I think it's about time for an upgrade.
This is a really interesting pick for us because it's not necessarily one of the cards that you need to play in that little engine, but you can, and it does actually help you quite a bit if you do choose to play it. It kind of just gets you a little bit more of that like advantage.
And segueing on to the next one, I think a very valid updated reprint would be Madolche Teacher Glass Souffle. We have gotten a lot of Madolche reprints lately and a lot of hollow upgrades like Pating, Messengelato, Sistar. I could go on. Finally, Madolches are getting reprinted into some beautiful rarities, and I think Madolche Teacher is a very necessary one. Some people are also saying Madolche Ticket, but I think Glass Souffle would be even better just because she's, you know, she's an extra card, she'd look really pretty, and she deserves it.
I mean, like, it just feels weird when you play Madolche and you have, like, all these alties in your extra deck, and then you're just like, oh, okay, never mind. So, yeah, I mean, to see a super rare, this would actually be really cool. We'd really appreciate it, and it allows you to just, like, foil out, like, literally max rarity your Madolche deck.
Yeah, and she's a teacher, you know, she works real hard. Respect to us teachers out there. Give us some foil. And
then next for our super slot, I think this is the one that I would bet money on, like,
I mean, yeah,
one of these
this
two.
This seems like almost too obvious.
Yeah, one of these two, almost too obvious. Like, once again, I don't know what I'd bet, but I'd be willing to bet a lot.
I'll bet you $50.
Yeah, Tri-Brigade something. Either Nerval or Revolt. I think Nerval because Nerval's just a better card.
Nerval.
Yeah, it's the win. It's
like,
the
you have
winged
to
beast.
play it.
Yeah, and like out of all of the actual like Tri-Brigade engines, Fractal, ultra rare. Cuirass, super rare. Kit, super rare. So like, it just makes sense to foil out the rest of that package, and like I would argue it's probably one of the best ones. Just being able to summon it to the end phase, like off the Samorg stuff, and then also just being able to like banish and like out your own barrier statue. Like I honestly just think it is probably the best Tri-Brigade name in the deck.
Literally the whole deck is hollow except for Rugal and Nerval, and I don't think Rugal's the one they're gonna do. I think Nerval's the one. Nerval's also just insane.
Yeah, Nerval's
so good.
Or if not, Revolt. Like Revolt is also equally like just as crazy.
A Tri-Brigade card.
Yeah,
1000%.
100%. Like I am,
cap.
Yeah, super certain that this is gonna be in it.
On God. Being that this OTS set comes out literally right after Lightning Overdrive, I've been asking for this for about 17 years now, and I think it's long overdue. And this is actually the only OTS set where it would actually make sense because we are getting a Paleozoic Link monster. If you cannot figure out what card I am thinking of, it is the one and only hot common Paleozoic Omenoides. Oh God, it feels terrible, but man, Konami, could you imagine if you just made it a super rare? Like, I just think it would be like, you know, not a waste of cardboard, and like I would feel so much better using that card in my deck because my deck is very hollow and beautiful and wonderful, and I'm really sick of using a common.
Yeah.
It's just disrespectful at this point. I deserve it. Lightning Overdrive has a Paleo Link. Why would you not just do this?
Yeah.
I'm just really struggling to
Makes
not
sense.
connect the dots. You're giving it support. Support my common card. We've done it. Amazing. Look at that.
Or they'll just give you another version of Dynamiscus because they've just reprinted that card into oblivion.
I just don't understand. Like, I don't, Konami, if you're listening, it's me, Logan, Paleo player, one of 3 in the world that are still here. Please just give us that on behalf of the whole Paleo community. That's all we want.
And this is just kind of one of our like little hypotheses. We tend to analyze these sets a lot. Not that we're like professionals at all, but we've only been in the game for 2 years, and we have kind of noticed a pattern. So you know, the last set, like every set, the last like OTS sets, just give us like some generic extra deck monsters. They're not like super generic, but you know, like for example, in the last set we got Barricade, Board Blocker, and the Proxy F Magician. I don't know if that's like generic, but like Board Blocker is pretty darn generic. Monsters. And then like right before that, or the set prior, we also got like Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. You can't play these in every single deck, but you can definitely utilize these foil cards in a majority of decks out there. So one card that I think a lot of people kind of veered away from, but still does have a lot of meta relevance and just like a generic card in the extra deck is Gravity Controller. Gravity Controller is just a common card that literally is played in one of the top tier decks right now, and it's just a common.
Yeah, it's a good card. Like, it's not obviously played by everything and everyone, but it's one of those like random extra deck monsters that would be like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, and then another pick. This is just my pick personally. Logan's not really a fan of this one because she's not a Dragon Link player, but like I do think as like the combo player, I do think they're gonna nerf Dragon Link. Like they are absolutely just gonna slaughter that deck. They need to. Like let's just be fair. They need to hit that deck in some way. However, we are getting Rocket support in the
set.
I honestly, yeah, it's very far. It's like Ritual Rockets too, which is kind of interesting.
Rich Rockets.
Man, Recharger. Please, 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 just give Recharger a super rare. Yeah, totally deserves it. It's like one of the best cards right next to Tracer. Just give Recharger the super rare slot and call it a day.
Yeah, Dragon Link. And then I think last on our list, we have, I think 7. So we've talked about 7. There should be 10. I don't know. Do math. Figure it out, comment section.
Yeah.
But good news is we're on the last one. And last one for the super slot is Infinitrack Brutal Dozer for that good old Dozer Control Machina Go Brr deck. It's been seeing a lot of play lately. It's a really good rogue deck that people are starting to pick up. It spams the board. It's really good. It dies to draw. It's a good time. But Brutal Dozer is, you know, the title of the deck. Dozer Control. But he's a common. Like, that's all he's got. And frankly, if this dude's carrying the weight of the whole deck, you could at least give him a super
Give him something.
And I think it's seeing enough play and representation where, like, you could give it the super slot. Like, that deck has been a really good rogue deck for a long time in different variations. But, like, a super rare slot would just be very justified.
Yeah. And then real quick, just before we move into the alties and transition out of the supers, I think there's one card that we all kind of, like, know is coming, but we don't know exactly what it's going to be, and that is the token slot. I think for us, after, you know, talking for a couple days on it, there's 2 tokens that would make sense. Yeah. So right now, like a generic Cyberse token, I mean, like you get like the Code Talker strategy. I don't think they're doing a ton of the token plays. I'm going to be super transparent. I haven't really looked into the deck yet. But I do think another really viable option that I'm not stoked for at all.
But we're rational.
But we're rational. We can totally see it because it does make sense. Would be a Prank Kids token. They do make tokens, and it's actually an extender. So, like, you know, it is a top tier meta deck at this point in time. So it would only make sense for them to give support to Prank Kids in the form of a token.
I think it's way more logical than a Cyberse one.
I agree.
I could see a Prank Kids token. It's cute. People would love it. Like, it'd just be nice. Like, I could totally see that being it. Konami, we're ready for hire whenever you're ready.
We're here we are.
Hi. So now moving into the ultimate rare section, which is the most anticipated section of this video, I'm sure, or maybe not. I don't know, whatever you're into, I guess. But we know 2 of the ultimate rares so far. We know Forbidden Droplet is one of them, and then we know that the ultimate rare Cyber Dragon alternate art. God, that was hard to say.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
I think tongue twister, I guess.
That was really hard to say all of them. I don't know. Cyber Dragon and Forbidden Droplet are the 2 that we know right now, which is kind of cool. We have Cyber Dragon, which is like a nostalgia card, a legacy card. It's the alternate art, which is really cool. And then we have Forbidden Droplet, which is just a bonkers meta reprint that is going to shoot the price of this card up even more. It's absolutely ridiculous. And so now we have this 3rd slot, and we just don't know what to do with it.
So we've noticed when it comes to the OTS packs, at least in the last few, you know, the ones that we've been around for, they do typically kind of follow that pattern. Once again, there's like a meta reprint. So for like Forbidden Droplets, or in the last set, Needle Fiber, the set previous to that, Nibiru, like these just absolute blowout meta cards. There's also the collector slot, or like the, not like necessarily casual, but more like anime-esque.
Yeah.
Like,
I think collector. Collector is a good word.
It's had its time to shine, and just like a very nostalgic card. Like, you know, this one, Cyber Dragon. In the previous set, Toon Kingdom.
Way to just throw the armed dragon out the window. I guess Brian didn't want to talk about that one. But that was one of them too. So basically, he's right though. There is a pattern. There tends to be like a meta card, a like good card.
And there's like this left wing kind of card. Yeah. We've noticed that like left wing card kind of has some relevance to a lot of sets. The most recent one was the Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon. Dark Requiem Xyz Dragon obviously is just basically a Phantom Knight card, and oh my gosh, did Phantom Knights just get support? It's almost like they had an entire new set named after them just a couple months back.
So it seems to have some sort of alignment with cards coming out. I think, I don't know. Again, we don't know. I don't know. But it was really hard to decide on a third slot for an ulti, and we do invite you guys to let us know in the comments what you think the third ulti could be, because we don't know. We're totally just shooting in the dark here.
So we do have each a couple picks. I think a card, you know, like it fits into that like really, really powerful kind of like left field slot, but is also just seeing a lot of play recently. Like it might not see a ton of play now, but just a couple weeks ago or a month or two ago, and you know, it was in the main decks, it's coming back into the metagame again, and that's Torrential Tribute. There's a lot of trap decks seeing resurgence. I mean, like, who thought purple cards were going to be good in 2021?
I did.
We have a secret rare printing of Torrential Tribute, but we do not have an ultimate rare printing yet, and I do think it's just like, it's a very, very powerful card. It's a board wipe. You can search it with Trap Trick. Eldritch decks are playing it. Altergeist decks are playing it.
Goat players would geek out. Shad, are you hearing this?
It's just an overall good card, and I feel like maybe, like, if we saw that, I'd be stoked. I'd be so cool with that.
I'd be happy. We haven't had a trap ulti in a while, too, since Judgment, which I think was very, very early last year. But with that being said, again, we have very differing opinions on this. There are a lot of cards that I think could be the third ulti. I know a lot of people are saying ulti Ash Blossom. I don't think she's gonna be in this set. She is such a sought after ultimate rare, and like, Konami knows that that's like money.
That would be the announcement. It wouldn't be Forbidden Droplets. Oh, and Ash.
Blossom.
It'd be, here's Ash and like, 2 other cards.
Like they would ham that up for you guys. And like, we're not trying to ruin your hope, but we're just saying on a realistic level, I don't think it's Ash this time. Not yet.
Not yet.
But I do think if we're going in the whole like nostalgia, not even nostalgia, but like, I don't know, cards that like need it. I hate that I'm saying this, but like, I do think Winda could be the card.
Makes sense.
Why? Shadol's, the whole damn extra deck is freaking ultimate rare.
And they just got a ton of support.
Construct. Like, oh my god. It could be App Cologne too. It could be App
that'd be
Cologne
cool.
or Window.
Oh, yo, I'd play that. I'd play it all day long. Or even like Shadol Fusion, El Shadol Fusion, like something.
If they were worried in the future, because I know people are like, oh, hit Window. Like, okay, so say they don't want to hit Window, do App Cologne. Do App Cologne. Like, it could be either of those cards, because that deck is freaking shiny as hell.
And it's a really good deck, and like, once again, they just got brand new support out of Ghost from the Past. We just got Genius and the, what is it, Hell Shadol? Hollow, whatever. Like, we just got brand new support. It would only make sense. And we also got the structure deck like a year ago. Like, it would just make sense to give them that last final, like, boss monster piece in the extra deck that they're missing.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people also said, oh, give us LT access code or like something like that. Again, I don't think they're gonna give us that good of a card.
Yeah, like, there's no way.
You don't want to drive the price of
you're not gonna get money on money on money on money.
Yeah, like, let's be real. Like, I just don't think it's happening in this set. I think the ideas are great, but I don't think it's happening yet. There was a couple of suggestions, like maybe an ulti Lancia, which I think would be
that'd be nice.
So nice.
That'd be nice.
I think that would be so cool.
To go along with your Super Nerval.
Yeah, it looks so good. But yeah, probably not going to be an ulti Lancia, but it's really hard because, like, it could be anything. There's really no guaranteed guess.
For sure.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, I also think on, like, my last guess is, like, World of Savage. I could see Savage. We haven't had a Synchro ulti in a minute. I don't know why.
That's a good card, though. That's a real
It is a good card, but again, like, it's been reprinted a couple times now. By that, I mean, like, one. But, like, I think it would look pretty sick as an ulti. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'd play that for sure. And then I had 2 just to kind of like wrap up real fast. One would be Scarlet Sanguine. I don't think that's actually going to happen. Eldritch hasn't actually gotten support, so it doesn't really make any sense. And there's not really like no one's like playing Eldritch anymore because it's unfortunate, but it's just too slow. It's a good deck, but it's just a little too slow to keep up, at least pure. So to see it, I think it'd be awesome. But another card that I do think actually has a ton of potential because they just got support. There is a deck in the metagame playing it right now, and that would be Dragon's Ravine. Dragoonini's just got brand new support with Remus being the chase card minus the ghosts out of Ghosts from the Past. It just makes sense. So these are all like in that same train of thought when it comes to decks that are getting support but aren't really like necessarily tier 0 or aren't really in that like collector slot either.
There's a lot of potential in this set, and I think it's kind of cool that we haven't gotten a bunch of leaks yet on it. Granted, I know they're coming, but I think there's a lot that could go right with this set. Also, total side note, I didn't mention in the super slot, but for a super slot, Firewall Dragon. I think that could also be one because we don't all have the ghost rare. We do, but for anyone who doesn't.
Wow, what a flex!
For anyone who doesn't, a super rare new erratic Firewall would be just far more accessible to the public, and I think it would just be super helpful. So that's that.
Hey.
But anyway, those are our thoughts for OTS 16. My voice just cracked. We're done here. I hope you liked our predictions. If not, let us know in the comments, because you will anyway. And if you did like them, let us know in the comments and let us know what you think will be in OTS 16. There's no wrong answer, because guess what? We don't know. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for our sneak peek of Lightning Overdrive on Saturday here on the channel. We will be here tomorrow for a stream for our remote duel tourney, so make sure you come join. Make sure you're in the Discord. Links are in the description box down below.
And if you want to see all of the Ultimate Rares pulled, feel free to stick around in 2 weeks, because we will be pulling them. Don't you worry about that.
And then also make sure you go watch the last episode of Next Top Locals. I'm sure we linked it somewhere in this video, but make sure you go watch it anyway. What's up on Monday? Thanks. All right, we love you. You matter. And I will see you guys sometime.
Saturday.
Yay!